Torture Talk. Like, share, subscribe to the page. It's not looking good for Joe Biden and Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden. It's not looking good. So I want to get into that today real quick and give you my thoughts on the whole situation. Before I get into that, like, share, subscribe to the page. Hit that thumbs up. If you don't like the video, hit the thumbs down, Either way, if you want to donate, the link's in the Cash App. The link to the Cash App is in the description and the PayPal. All right, man. So, make sure you hit the notification bell. Hunter Biden. This is one of those situations where you have a troublesome child and you are a good father, or you are a father, I would say an enabler. Maybe not a good father, but a bro father, I should say. And your son, you tried everything. You tried everything with this guy. And ultimately, he was just your demise. Now and again, we don't know if Joe was gonna lose. I mean, I'm projecting him to lose badly, but who am I? I'm not a pollster or whatever, but just from what I'm seeing visually that the media is not putting out there, it's not looking good for Joe. I guess they want to make it out to be like some type of fight, I guess. Either way, this story is serious, and it just adds on more complex situations to Joe Biden. I've never seen nothing like this, where a presidential candidate doesn't even campaign like that. That's how you know that the Democrats figure that they could just say whatever and people were just going to vote for them. Because this dude does not campaign like that. He hasn't said anything. He has not one time came out and said what he's going to do better than Trump. And for some reason, it's like people just still supporting him. And he hasn't said anything. Actually, he released his tax plan, but I'll talk about that in the next video. But anyway, so Rudy Giuliani yesterday, or the day before yesterday, I'm not sure what day it was, he released and turned over the text messages in the hard drive filled with sensitive documents or sensitive photos of underage girls. What I don't understand is, how is this not all over the news? This is nuts. This is nuts that the mainstream media does not promote this or say anything about this. This is nuts. This is just the beginning of the end when it comes to these pedophiles. And I'm not going to say that it's going to end all pedophilia, but I'm saying this is going to open a lot of people's eyes. I'm predicting that it's going to not only hurt Joe, but it's going to be a lot of people that this is going to hurt. This one story. So he turned over some documents with underage girls and text messages or whatever. And he explicitly told his dad about the situation. And here's the thing. Remember when I said you have a bro dad, a broster, or whatever you want to call it? If your bro dad isn't reporting this and he knows about it, that's a problem. That's a problem. And I don't know what tricks they got up their sleeve, but I do know that no one has came out and said that this isn't real. The mainstream media is talking for Joe Biden and his campaign, and they're wrong too, because the FBI already said, no, this is not a Russian scandal. This is real. So the mainstream media is coming out talking on their behalf, making up stories to make sure to try to get something to stick, and it's not sticking. People are not running from this. this is going to spread like wildfire. And I think that the mainstream media is going to have to cover it, because they're going to get called out for it. And they're going to say, wait a minute. Everybody's going to start to see. This is the thing, right? This is the mainstream media got to understand. This is why you can't play one side. When it comes to you, when you're playing one side, even the people that vote for Joe Biden or vote Democrat are starting to see or see how biased the media is. And I know a lot of my friends who are Democrats who would never vote for Trump, who's starting to say, yeah, the media is biased. No way. There's no way that they're not talking about this. Like, because the media is supposed to be neutral. And Hunter Biden, he's a crackhead. He's a crackhead. I don't feel sorry for people. I don't feel sorry for people that do drugs. I'm sorry. I don't. I don't feel sorry for people that do drugs, especially when you're in power and you have a lot of things going for you. I don't feel sorry for you because you have a lot of things at your disposal. If you went to a party and someone slipped drugs in your drink or something like that and you got on drugs that way, okay, I feel sorry for you. I don't feel sorry for people who participate in doing drugs and then turn around and try to act as if they have an issue or a problem and they continue to do it. I don't feel sorry for people like that. No, because you know, after all the years of what people been dying from overdoses and all types of things when it comes to drugs, you know the consequences and the ramifications of you doing drugs. You know when you drink every day, what happens to you and your liver. You know. They told you. It ain't like you can't look this stuff up. Y'all know. So I don't feel sorry for people that's on drugs and have a drug problem. I don't feel sorry for them because they know. You know. You got to have the willpower to do it. And we say, oh, drugs is a disease. Yeah, it's a disease now. It's a disease now, but it wasn't a disease when we were coming up, when all these crackheads. It wasn't a disease then. Back in the 80s, it wasn't a disease when y'all was locking all these people up. Back in the 90s, it wasn't a disease then. But it's a disease now. Oh, we understand. No. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I definitely would attack his son for being on drugs. This is what happens. This is the consequences that happen when you're on drugs. And if you're messing with underage girls or little girls, and you're a grown man, you're messing with little girls, and your father is the vice president of the United States, and you can have any woman in the world, but you choose to mess with little girls, oh, listen, you have an issue. You have an issue. And this story needs to be talked about. And I don't understand why the mainstream media isn't covering it. But it don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter. Because guess what? The conservative outlets are bigger than the mainstream media now. Sorry to tell y'all. The only thing that's bigger than the conservative outlets is Facebook and Twitter. That's it. Outside of that, the conservative outlets are much bigger than the mainstream media. And they know it. They know it. They're not even getting ratings like that. Like you got a couple of, just to name a couple, Ben Shapiro at least gets 2 to 3 million viewers a day. MSNBC don't even get that many viewers a day. You look at their streams, they're not even streaming like that. So the mainstream media can play if they want. They can play if they want. But it is what it is. So this is nuts. This is nuts. And I think that this is the nail in the coffin for him. Because if you think about it, Joe Biden hasn't said anything about this whole situation. He's going into the debate tomorrow. He's going into the debate. I wouldn't be surprised if Joe Biden pull out of this debate. I swear I wouldn't be surprised. If he pull out of this debate, I'd be like, I knew it. But he's going into this debate, and they changed the debate rules. They was going to talk about foreign policy, but they changed it. How convenient for Joe to benefit Joe Biden because they already know that on foreign policy, he's going to get smoked. So they changed it because they want to make this about COVID. That's why you see all this stuff. Oh, COVID, the numbers are going back up, blah, 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 blah. We all knew this was going to happen. We're not stupid. We knew that you guys were going to say the numbers are going up. We knew. Everybody knows y'all was going to do this. We knew that the mainstream media was going to heighten this. We knew it. We knew. And now all of a sudden, y'all coming out with these other terms, super spreaders. Oh, the Trump campaign or the rallies are super spreaders. How do you know that? How do y'all know that? Do y'all test the people? Do y'all test the people when they come out? How do y'all know that? I can say the same thing about these protests. They're super spreaders too, but no one wants to talk about that. I don't believe none of that stuff is super spreaders. Whether it's a protest or a rally, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Don't sit here and insult people's intelligence by saying that a rally and a protest is different. When a protest has much more people in close proximity to each other than a rally. Like, get out of here with that. And they're probably about the same, actually. They're the same, I should say. Insult my intelligence by saying that. Stupid. Well, anyway, it's not good. And Hunter Biden, he hasn't said a word. Quiet as a church mouse. Hasn't said nothing. And Biden's not going to say nothing. And his campaign ain't going to say nothing because they know it's the truth. And as soon as the reason why they're not saying nothing, because they know if they say that it's not true, they're trapped. They painted themselves into a corner, and the paint is so thick that they cannot get out of it without getting wet. I'm telling you, this is it for them. It's over. Torture Talk. Like, share, subscribe to the page. Hey, man, listen, man. Hunter Biden and these pedophiles out here, man, I tell you, things need to be talked about. Torture Talk.